Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Awkward Anthony Joshua. What the hell is going on with AJ out there in Saudi Arabia telling people he's their landlord? He's trying to intimidate the guys who are interviewing him. Anthony Joshua is bragging about how everybody should go and live in the dark for 5 days, although I heard he was supposed to be there for 7 days, but on the 5th day, the damn boogeyman reached from underneath his bed and grabbed him around the ankle, and Anthony Joshua hauled ass back to the UK. Now, those are just rumors, but I don't mind sharing them with you because it's kind of laughable to me. Big 6'7" Anthony Joshua scared of the boogeyman. But that being said, maybe Jarrell Miller was underneath the bed while he was sleeping out there in that blacked out house for a week. Maybe it was Jarrell Miller under there calling him the P word, calling him the B word, telling him that he wants to fight, sitting there and they call him a pretty boy and talking about the size of his wood. Maybe it was Jarrell Miller who was over there telling him, hey, the whole world knows that you've been taking steroids as an exemption since you turned pro, and that's how you turn on them 20 pounds. And maybe that's why Anthony Joshua has been acting awkward. Let me tell you something. One thing to get locked in during fight week and to be focused on the opponent. But Jesus Christ, you want to sit there and have an attitude with everybody who comes around you is interviewing you. But I'm going to tell you this. Anthony Joshua is human. He hasn't been cut any slack. He's been raked against the coals, across the coals, by content creators, by the media in his country and the international media, by his fans. People have turned on him, and he still hasn't seemed to have gotten over getting tranquilized by Andy Ruiz and getting chicken pecked to death by Alexander Usyk. But what I will tell you is awkward Anthony Joshua, he doesn't seem to be focused out there. He seems to be angry. He can say he's locked in. He can say, 100%. I'm focused on Otto Wallen. I almost called the man Otter. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Anthony Joshua is bothered. He's being bullied out there. He's not getting cut any slack. Everybody's calling his name out. Everybody wants to fight him. Everybody's saying he's afraid. There's nothing positive. No positive adjectives are being used to describe what people think about Anthony Joshua. And the sad thing about it is he's the big dog out there. Anthony Joshua is the big dog. He's the money man out there. With everyone who's out there right now, Anthony Joshua is the money man. And to see that this is happening to him, I got to say, I don't think I recall Anthony Joshua ever being disrespectful to an opponent, taking an opportunity to kick people while they're down. But then again, some people say that, hey, no one really knows the true Anthony Joshua. That true Anthony Joshua is an arsehole. Now, if that's true, I don't know. But what I will tell you is he doesn't seem to be having fun out there in the beautiful Saudi. And it could be because, no one is showing him the respect of a champion anymore. He's just another common guy. And when he said to Miller, I'm above you, we're in two different leagues, that just tells you that Anthony Joshua is a little uppity. He really feels like he has no place around the common people. He's of royalty. They have different status in life, and it seems like to Anthony Joshua, they also have different dignity. They don't share the same dignity. He's above everyone. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think sometimes you need to have a mentality like that when it comes to boxing, that, hey, these guys, like Mike Tyson would say, they're peasants. They're beneath me. But you can't carry that over into your personal life and how you really interact with people. And I don't think Anthony Joshua is that way. But I am surprised to see and hear some of the things that he said. Now, the one thing I am surprised when it comes to Anthony Joshua and speaking up for himself or not speaking up for himself is when Jarrell Miller, he's brought it up again about Anthony Joshua being on these steroids. Now, I didn't catch, I'm going to be honest with you. I know that Jarrell Miller has said these things before, but I just took it as him talking trash because Anthony Joshua didn't respond. So I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think to talk about it, But now you fast forward 4 years, and Miller now has a camera in front of him, and he's getting some the limelight, and he's getting a little camera time. He's running his big Brooklyn mouth, and he starts talking about this thing about exemptions again because he wants to get the attention off of himself for all of the crap that he did when it comes to taking banned substances, going in there trying to kill Anthony Joshua, and coming back to the sport of boxing on the top ranking and still taking banned substances. So if you ask me, Jarrell Miller's just trying to get heat off of himself. But I am surprised that he brought it up again, openly talking about it, and Joshua won't say anything. And it does make me wonder what the hell's going on with Big Femi. And is it that Big Femi was on a steroid? Was he exempt, allowed to take it? But my thing is the why. The who, what, when, where, why, how. Would someone like Big Femi turn pro and decide to get on these steroids? Was it something he needed? Did he have a thyroid condition? I mean, what the hell's going on? But nonetheless, for Jarrell Miller to come out and suggest Anthony Joshua may have been on an exemption, taking something that gave him an advantage in the ring over opponents, I just think that's a little overboard, especially when you're coming from a guy like Jarrell Miller, who says it's just all cheeseburgers he's been eating, but obviously it's a little bit more than cheeseburgers that he's been eating, because the goddamn PET test came back positive and it wasn't for a cheeseburger. He was taking all this other good shit, the cocktail, and had him charged up and ready to come in the ring where he probably would have killed AJ. But that being said, awkward Anthony Joshua, he's frustrated. I think he's in a tough fight with Otto Wallin. Otto Wallin, at the same time, is sounding a little bit too confident, but I'm going to save that for another video. I give it 6 rounds. I think Anthony Joshua gets him out of there. I think Big Femi is back. I think Ben Davison is a great coach for him. People keep talking about Anthony Joshua bouncing around. That's not good. Ben Davison's inexperienced. Anthony Joshua's career is over. He's going to lose to Wallin. The Wallin fight's not going to happen anyway because AJ doesn't want to fight him. He's going to try to fight Hrgovic, which they think is an easier fight in his way to a direct shot to become mandatory for the undisputed distinction. And when you look at it all, I don't care what Joshua says. For this man to decide he want to go stay 5 days in some dark cabin with the boogeyman sleeping underneath his bed, that tells me that he's got serious shit going on mentally. And I'm not so sure it's resolved itself, but we're going to find out this Saturday, because Otto Wallin is 6'5", 6'6", southpaw, and he can fight, and he's going to hit him. What's Anthony Joshua going to do when he gets hit? I tell you what, it's going to be rather awkward. Awkward Anthony Joshua this weekend, Otto Wallin. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm predicting AJ within 6. But if he gets hit by Otto Wallin, shit's going to get awkward in that ring. Y'all keep cool in the breeze.